Welcome along to episode 856 of the Milk Bar. Jason Forrest here with you as ever. Coming up on the show this week, we'll be having a natter with Hadley. He is going to be one of the kids' ensemble at the Grand Theatre's Panto Sleeping Beauty this year, finding out about how he ended up as part of that experience. Also talking to the team from the community at the Grand. Caroline Lee Davey and Dr. Ranj Singh are along. They'll be telling us about RVT, a condition that could be affecting the kids in your family. We'll be talking to Codsall Dramatic Society all about their production of Jack and the Beanstalk. That's not far off. Christopher Commander is along for this year's Christmas Carol. We'll be hearing about that. And we're talking Sherlock Holmes, The 12 Days of Christmas, which is on the Rep with Deborah Tracey. That's all on the way. Plus, if you've got somebody in your life who snores, they could be disrupting your sleep. Zeus sleeps. Nigel Clarke lets us know how we could fix that. That's all on the way on the show this week.
Welcome to the Milk Bar. 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 Welcome to the Milk Bar.
Codsall Dramatic Society's Christmas special is on the way. It is their children's play this year. It is Jack and the Beanstalk, and it runs from the 27th through to the 29th of November, then again from the 4th through to the 6th of December. And I have four of the number to tell me what's going on. Hello, gang.
Hiya. Hi.
Right, okay, we'll start with introductions then. Bridget, I'll let you begin.
Yep, so I am directing this one. It is almost my debut. I did it about 20 years ago and then had a long break and then decided I would have a go again. So I'm directing with Wendy, who is not here tonight, obviously. And we have got Anna. You are playing...
I'm playing Widow Whatsit, Jack's mum.
Okay, I'm hoping there's some crunchy snacks involved in that at some point, but there we go.
She's a character.
She is.
So typecast again then, okay. Next up?
Okay, we've got Kira, who is...
I am the front half of Daisy the cow.
Okay, and you're wearing stripes, black and white stripes today to sort of get you in the mood, ready for a full-on bovine pattern later.
Yeah, I am in full Daisy attire today, ready to moo as I go.
Yeah, you're the mooing end, which is the good bit.
Yeah.
If any noises come from the other end, we've got to worry.
Yes, not me.
Well, they do. So, you know.
That's spoilers, I think, but there we are. Okay. And finally,
Andy Chollerton. I'm the one half of the comedy sort of bad guys.
Fun one to do, and I think the whole point of this is it is fun for the kids, but actually for all the family as well. Whoever brings them along,
And for the cast.
well, yeah, exactly. So yeah, and there's always a good wide range of uniformed organisations who come along. There's schools, there's all sorts who bring groups to this. But the thing is, if you've got kids in the family, bring them along. If you haven't, come along and enjoy it anyway.
It's great, that really is.
So is there a bit of a Codsall twist on this one as well?
There is, yes. We haven't done this before, but we actually have a female playing Jack in this one.
Principal boy.
She couldn't make it tonight, but yes. Well, almost, not quite, but yes. We've got Lydia playing Jack, she's doing absolutely brilliantly. So yeah. And there's always different. We've got so many cow jokes, haven't we? So many.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to keep count.
Yeah.
As one of the lines says.
Yes.
So there's going to be mirth, merriment, some fun costumes. Whenever there's a pantomime cow involved, it's always going to be good. But you've got to try and build a giant beanstalk in Codsall Village Hall without taking the roof out. That's going to be difficult.
Yes. Yeah. And people will have to come along to see how it's built.
Yep.
But yeah.
Okay.
The audience are part of the building of that. So,
okay. That's a bit of a tease. I like that one, which is good. And as long as we're not scared of any fee, fi, fo, or fumming, then we should be all right.
Yeah.
He's quite scary.
He is scary. He is very, very scary. Yes.
So it's going to be fun for all the family. And of course, in the run-up, is there the usual competitions and things as well?
There's plenty of interaction. We've got the song, we've got the disco for the kids, we've got the colouring competition, which is on the website. If you go to the website, there's a link to the colouring competition there. all the usual. He's behind you. Slapstick is going to be brilliant. Oh no, he isn't. Yes.
We've got a dance where we involve the kids and get them up on stage as well to dance with some of the cast.
Yep.
And of course, a chance to meet the cast afterwards as well, which I think is really cool for them, isn't it?
Yeah, that's always one of the favourite bits of it for the children. Anyway, is that we all come out and they get to have our signatures and speak to us and all that.
We hand them a handout which we sign, and they can collect that and then go around all of the other cast members to get all the signatures.
And I think that's a lovely bit of fun, and it's something which, again, it's part of what Codsall do, involving the community, being part of the community, and really just sort of getting us ready for Christmas. So remind us of those dates and how we get tickets.
So it's the 27th, 28th of November at 7:30, 29th of November 2:30 and 6:30, and then the following week it's the 4th and the 5th of December at 7:30 and the 6th of December at 2:30 and 6:30. So there's a matinee and an evening on the Saturday performances. Okay, tickets are £10. Adults go at children's prices, and then that's it. Basically, you go to www.codsalldramatic.co.uk for groups bigger than 6, or you can go to Ticket Source and find us there.
And of course, you can call the ticket hotline on 01902 267322. 01902 267322. And that's it. Your groups of 6 or more on there as well. So make sure you get in touch, get your tickets booked, bring all of your friends, your neighbours, and anybody else who happens to be passing. They don't need a cow though, because they've already got one of those. And magic beans. I think there's plenty of those knocking around already, aren't there?
Yes, there are.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, break a leg, have a brilliant time with it, and we're looking forward to seeing kind of in the round the magic that is Jack and the Beanstalk at Codsall Village Hall.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Jason.
Now, with Sleeping Beauty at the Grand Theatre from the 29th of November through to the 4th of January, there's an absolutely hugely talented cast who are part of it. When it comes to it, we've not only got the usual members of cast, we've also got an ensemble made up of kids from across our region. Hadley, who we have with us, is one of those, and he's a student at the PQA Wolverhampton. And also to tell us more about the process of finding the kids for the show, I'm joined now by Head of Community and Creative Engagement, Nadia Abdalal, who's with us too. How are we doing?
Hello, all good, thank you. How are you?
All good here. Right, so let's start with Hadley. First of all, you sat there with your dad, Matt, and this must be quite an exciting time for you because obviously being part of PQA in Wolverhampton, you've obviously got an interest in the world of the arts, and now you get to be on stage at the best theatre in the world.
Yes, absolutely. It's definitely good for experience, and it's just really fun to give it a go and get up on there.
And how did you find out about the audition?
We saw about it on the internet, and obviously there's big billboards, so it just caught our attention from multiple different places. And we were like, oh, they're looking for people that are a bit like me, because they were looking for young people that were able to fill the role.
And Nadia, obviously, the Grand is at the heart of the community, and Panto is such an important time of the year. And when you've got the opportunity to bring new young performers in from across our city, you're going to jump at it, aren't you?
Absolutely, yeah. When we first kind of heard that the opportunity came up, we were so excited by it. It's been a really, really long time since we've had young people in our Panto. And this year we've done so much focus on kind of our community work that we were really looking forward to kind of getting the young people involved and starting to work with them.
So how many kids did you start out with as part of this audition process?
So initially we received about 250 submissions.
Wow.
Through kind of self-tapes. We whittled that down to about 60 who we invited in for like a full audition workshop day. And then we ended up with just over 20 young people who are going to work on kind of a rotation basis in the Panto.
So a number of teams bringing this to life. Hadley, do you know what days you're going to be on yet? And have those nights pretty much sold out because of your family buying tickets?
Yeah. I know some of the days that I'm on. I haven't memorised them, but we have got the dates with us at the moment.
And I should think it has caused quite a bit of excitement because it is great for the family to come and see you in something like this, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
So what sort of things did they have you doing at the audition?
We had an hour of acting, an hour of singing, and an hour of what was it, dancing, I think it was.
And Nadia, obviously, all essential skills for Panto, but something that I'm amazed some of the kids we see on some of the tours that come via the Grand, and of course this is the biggest event in the calendar for the year, so it's so important. This is absolutely right.
Definitely. I think it was really important to us. And that's why we kind of have done it how we have, with an audition workshop, so that we could really kind of work with the young people, give them a bit of direction, whether that make something a little bit more pantomime feeling, or, sing something a bit differently. But everyone we had in the room was so, so talented. It was such a tricky decision. But I think we've ended up with a really great group of young people.
Absolutely brilliant. And I mean, had the work you've done at PQA really set you up for some of this? Because although you may not be talking auditions with them just at the moment, it is the sort of thing you enjoy getting involved with.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I definitely think that that's helped me gain some of the skills that I've got, and some confidence definitely has come from PQA.
Absolutely. And Matt, what's it like having a young star in the family?
It's brilliant. It's something he's always had a lot of energy. He's always been a performer. Well, we look back, me and my wife look back at pictures, and we can see it in him right from a very early age when he used to sing and dance, and kind of, he looked like he was on stage even when he was just using toy guitars and things like that. So we put him forward for it, and he's just blossomed. He absolutely loves it, and he got the opportunity to go on stage last year or earlier this year, and you could watching him, he just seemed to be in his happy place, and we were just eager to get him on the stage again, because I know it's something that he really enjoys, and yeah, this opportunity was just something not to be missed, I think.
And Nadia, of the kids who've got involved will from a number of different theatre and stage schools, and sometimes none. They're just interested in coming along and have that talent, so are willing to share it. So again, you must be really pleased with the outcome, and it's going to be an absolutely fantastic festive season.
Absolutely, yeah. Like you say, we've had quite a lot of young people from local theatre schools, from our own youth theatre, from other projects that we've done in the past, whether that be workshops or our Speak Up project. So it's really, really lovely to have a really wide range of young people, and we're just so excited to get started with them and start rehearsals.
Yeah, well, I know friend of the Grand Ian Billings would be very happy for us to mention PQA in Wolverhampton is there if you do wish to get involved in the sort of the magical world of theatre and get a bit of training, as Hadley has done. But there's loads of work going on with the Grandies, and where can we go to, Nadia, for more information about what you're doing within the community team?
Absolutely. So if you visit our website, www.grandtheatre.co.uk, there's loads of work on there about our community engagement and our creative engagement too. So we'd absolutely love lots of people to get involved in any way they can.
Absolutely. Hadley, I'm no doubt you'll and the family have major Instagram feeds of all of your work at some point. There's nothing to plug yet, though, is there?
No, not much yet.
But you will be signing autographs for at least for family and friends over Christmas.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. So any of Hadley's friends, buy a program and get a Sharpie, and he'll sign it for you. It'll be worth a lot in years to come. I think this could be important, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Grandtheatre.co.uk to grab your tickets. Sleeping Beauty runs from the 29th of November through to the 4th of January. 01902 429212 is the box office number. Go along, see the magic of Panto with some fantastically talented kids from across our area, one of which is Hadley, and you'll probably see Matt cheering him on in the audience alongside Sarah, his mum. So that will be absolutely great to see. Hadley and Matt, thank you for joining us. Also to Nadia Abadal, Head of Community and Creative Engagement, thank you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Christopher Commander is doing his thing with Charles Dickens' work, once more A Christmas Carol on stage, putting people in a suitably festive mood from yesteryear. Chris, how you doing, sir?
I'm very well. Always a pleasure to be here.
Always good to talk to you. Now, we actually meant to meet up in real life this year to find out about the show.
Isn't it nice?
And
look, we're live.
Yeah, and everything. Yes, don't touch. That's against the rules. Okay, so, what is happening this time around? Because I know you always tweak things a little every year.
Yes, every year I sort of reread the book, and each year some different parts of the book resonate with me because of stuff that's happened in the year, and so I try and put those in. Last year was very much about love. This year feels a lot more about family and all connected, and making sure that we sort of dish out those festive vibes to everyone, which is, yeah, it's always slightly different, but I will rewrite it. This year the show is slightly longer because I've managed to put more in it, so it's about an hour 15 all the way through.
No interval?
No interval, no interval. It's very hard to put an interval into Christmas Carol because it's 5 parts, and where do you put the middle bit? That's the difficult. You don't want to split up the ghosts, but if you split it up after Marley, it's too short of a first half. It's tough.
They're not going to make it to the bar, are they?
No, they're not going to make it to the bar. Get your drinks first.
Okay, so that'll work. Right, so that's the start of it.
Yes.
That's almost your Ghost of Christmas present.
Sure.
Your Ghost of Christmas future is going to be the venues you're playing at. So where are they?
We have the Grange Theatre in Walsall, we have the Century Theatre in Colville, and we have Sutton Arts Theatre in Sutton Coldfield.
Sutton Arts is very much your home at this time of year, and for many other projects
Indeed,
too.
Indeed.
So that's fairly standard. The Grange, again, wonderful little theatre, great groups play there. So what brought you to the Grange?
The Grange brought me, weirdly enough. They saw me last year, they saw the show last year and invited me to come this year, which is very lovely of them, and we've managed to secure some dates in there, which is nice.
That's absolutely fantastic. And you do this in a fine Victorian dress as well.
I do.
So missing out on all the hair. I mean, just today, you've come as a cricketer who hasn't washed his jumper particularly well.
Ever.
But there's going to be top hats and all sorts.
There will be top hats and all sorts. There will be some special effects. There will be some Victorian soundscapes there. One of the things that I really enjoy about the show itself is being able to do a lot of sound design for it, because I want it to be an all-encompassing, slightly immersive experience when you come and see me do it at the theatre. And so you'll be sort of surrounded by some sounds, there'll be some audience interaction, there'll be some stuff where I'm in amongst you and all sorts of stuff. So I try and make it as theatrical but also sort of intimate and immediate with the audience as much as I can.
Sneaking any magic in?
Weirdly enough, yes, this year there will be a little magic in it this year.
It's fairly standard. Normally you've got a packet of cards in your pocket.
Always do.
Yeah. And how's that going to fit in with the story? You're not going to suddenly produce an entire member of the Cratchit family or something?
No, apart from in the minds of the imagination. No, so what I will try and do is any effects, or any, especially sound effects or magic effects, will always be story driven. So if there are moments that I can put in just an extra bit of magic, not just theatrical magic, but actual performance magic, I will try and sneak that in when I can.
So Fezziwig's Christmas Party might have a street performer.
There might be, yes. There might be some coin magic towards the end, just a little bit, and.
But this is spoilers now, so should we?
I'm not going to do any spoilers. I promise. There might also be. No, you know what? No, come see it.
Okay, that's the way it works. Right. So, what else do we need to know? Is there anything else that
we need to know? Some dates. We need to know where you get your tickets and how much they are.
That's a good start. Okay, go for it.
Okay, so in order, we have the 12th. At the Grange Theatre, these are all in December. Festive spirit amongst us. And we have the 19th and 20th at the Century Theatre in Colville, and the 22nd and 23rd, Christmas Eve, how more Christmassy can you get, at Sutton Arts Theatre in Sutton Coldfield. Now, all of those tickets are £15, regardless of where you go, apart from the pesky booking fee that we always have to deal with. And you can find your tickets, you can find all the information of those tickets on those individual websites at the theatre, or if you wanted to peruse all of the theatre tickets, you can find them at christophercommander.card, which is CARRD.co. And that will have a whole list of them and where you can get your tickets from.
Simple as that.
Simple as that.
And because this all comes off the back of you spending most of the summer doing Hamlet and other things as well.
Yes, it came off a short tour of Hamlet, national up and down. We went all the way to Manchester, we went down to London. It was very intense, but a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
And of course, you're on Instagram too.
I am on Instagram. You can find me on Instagram at Christopher Commander, wherever you care to type it in. That sounded nefarious. Just on Instagram.
I'm sure there's other websites as well. Chris, always good to see you. Have a brilliant time with it. Break a leg, and we look forward to seeing you as almost as Dickens would expect. I think.
I hope so.
I think he'd be impressed with your outfit, wouldn't he?
I hope so.
That would be brilliant. Thanks again.
Anytime.
Sherlock Holmes and the 12 Days of Christmas has some amazing twists and turns. It's running now at the Rep in Birmingham right the way through till the 18th of January. Somebody who is a major part of the show, and I'm not entirely sure whether I should give spoilers at this point, but I might in a minute, is Deborah Tracey, who joins me now. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good, thank you. Hi.
Now, I have to admit, I wasn't sure what sort of show I would be watching, and I've kind of gone from it's not Panto.
You and me both.
It's not Panto. It's not a musical. It's not quite a farce, but it has those elements of all of those things. And I've just decided it's blooming good repertory theatre, and I think that's probably the best way of looking at it, with an amazing festive twist.
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree. I think this show, I think even us, the performers as well, you know, and everyone involved, we kind of all came together with this really quite extraordinary and unusual show. And I think it ticks every box that you would want in a show at Christmas, because like you say, not quite Panto, but there are all the elements there. But also, you know, it's a Sherlock Holmes story, so it's a very intelligent sort of whodunit as well. So, you know, those who love a whodunit can play along with that. And it's just so darn Christmassy as well. I mean, it is. Literally, I was just thinking about it this morning. You know, it is impossible to not feel your heart swelling and just feeling so amazingly Christmassy. You know, when you hear and you hear the music, and it really does. It does delight me. It delights me. This show it really does.
I can see why. It is a wonderful piece of theatre, and the script is so tightly honed, and it's clear that love and energy and comedy and great collaboration has gone into that, and the way the performers take on each of their roles, it's obviously a labour of love from everyone across the board.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, I do have to give massive credit to our clever writers, David Reed and Humphrey Kerr. I mean, they are just such top lads. And I mean, I've admired their work for years. I love their work in the Penny Dreadfuls back in the noughties. And yeah, they've just kind of brought all of that. You know, their writing is just so razor sharp, but it's very, very funny and very, very silly, but also very intelligent as well. And they bring all of that, but also they're so generous with their work as well, because we've got this fantastic ensemble and it feels like a real ensemble piece, and we can all just be really funny and silly, and everybody, every single person gets their moment to really, really shine. And it's I think you're absolutely right. You know, it's a testament to kind of it is a labor of love. And then of course you've got to add to the mix, we've got legends of musical theatre. I mean, we've got Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice as well, making the music. I mean, I still can't quite believe it when I'm there rehearsing the songs and I see their names at the top. I have to give myself a little pinch because you're just freaking out. Two of the greatest composers and lyricists of the 20th century. It's crazy, isn't it? It is.
But there's you, an actor from Birmingham, in the home city, playing at the Rep and being one of the stars of what is an amazing show. And you and the rest of the cast are just phenomenal. I mean, even if you don't know the names who you're playing alongside when you read through the programme, you will remember them afterwards. And I know Deborah Tracey is going to be a name that's up there continuously doing brilliant things, because you're just such. It is just such obviously clearly fun to do, but everybody has 159.6% talent to do it with.
Oh goodness me, yes, yeah, and it is. I mean, it's just. I think also as well. I think with every piece of art, but I think particularly with a theatre show, and particularly with a theatre show at Christmas, any Christmas show, whether that's a panto or a sort of more traditional Christmas show, I think you've got to have heart. An actual sort of real emotional depth and heart at the middle of it, and that's what this show has in spades. Because Brummies, we have heart. We are some of the most big-hearted, open people, on the planet. And it's like Brummies, we're ride or die for you. We're like really, really, so. when there's an amazing opportunity like this with this brand new show, and there's so much buzz about it all over the UK, and even the fashionable sort of London artistic set are very excited about this show. So it's wonderful, Brummies, we have such a sense of pride, and we're so delighted that, kind of all eyes are on us at the moment. It's amazing. It's fantastic. Being in my hometown as well is it's just surreal as well. Because the first show I ever saw at the Rep was the Christmas show. I was 9 years old, and I was 9 years old. It's 1989, and it was A Christmas Carol. And I remember just being completely immersed and completely just blown away by it. So to be here now as an adult in another Victorian themed Christmas show in my hometown, it's an absolute career highlight. I mean, it's a wonderful, wonderful moment.
And I think we can do spoilers because it's in the programme and on the website. I mean, you're in a Victorian set show and you're playing Queen Victoria. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's an absolute peach. Oh my gosh, it's an absolute peach. I mean, it's a dream. It's a dream. And we can do so, but also just the spectacle of it as well. And you know what I mean when I say the visual of it as well. Yes, but I'll wait for, you'll have to come and see the show to really appreciate just how sumptuous. And it's very funny and very silly as well. But also get to play other characters as well throughout the show as well. So I won't say too much about them because that'll be spoilers. But again, it's an absolute joy. I mean, where else do you get to go to work and then literally dress up in these like just fantastic, amazing costumes designed by Mark Bailey, and literally just shenanigans and just fun and literally that's what it is. It's amazing. So I'm very, very I'm absolutely buzzing, as you can probably tell. I mean, I cannot wait for tonight's show.
Well, I can see why none of the audience won't be able to wait, and they've also seen it once. No doubt they will be back because it is worth a second look as well.
Yeah. And again, it is quite a multi-layered story as well. So I think I think each time, even now, being so familiar with it, and I still absolutely laugh out loud at certain moments in the show. I mean, Margaret Carebon-Smith is just extraordinary. She really is just like fantastic, and like everyone has a girl crush on her. She's just so extraordinary and so funny and just such an amazing actress. But she has just these tremendous characters that have to be seen to be believed. And I think the more, if you saw the show more than once, you get something different from it each and every time.
It's well worth a second and third viewing, but not because you've missed anything as such, but because you all want to see it again and you'll get more from it.
I still, like I say, I'm still in the wings, and it still catches me off guard, and I'm still absolutely just howling at certain lines. And just certain things that happen. You'd think I'd be kind of bored of it by now. No, it's absolutely hilarious.
Well, it is going to be absolutely fantastic. You will be there as part of the cast right the way through to the 18th of January. Deborah Tracey, good to have you along. And of course, you can grab your tickets now. Birmingham-rep.co.uk. Box office is 01212364455. And there's all sorts of accessible shows. Check out when there's caption. There's also a touch tour as well for the audio described shows too. If that's something that you need or a member of your family needs to pick up on, then there will be opportunities to get all of that, including BSL interpretation at certain shows too. So check out when they are, check out when you can be part of it, and make sure you're included and it's in this inclusive, brilliant, festive piece of work. It is Sherlock Holmes and the 12 Days of Christmas, and it is an absolute treat at the Rep. Deborah, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Jason. It's been a pleasure.
Now, there's an urgent warning as winter respiratory virus cases for infants are on the rise, putting strain on the NHS and, of course, putting kids' lives at risk. To tell us more about what's going on, I'm joined now by Karen Lee Davey, Chief Executive of Bliss, a UK charity, and also by Dr. Ranj Singh as well. Good afternoon to you both.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Ranj, tell us a bit about this condition and virus itself.
Yeah, so as you said, I'm partnering with Sanofi alongside the charity Bliss to raise awareness about how winter viruses like RSV, flu, and COVID-19, many of which people have heard of, can affect babies, their families, and the NHS. And our goal is all about highlighting why it's important that all babies, especially those who are going into their first winter this year, have the best protection possible. So, like I said, people will have heard of things like RSV and flu. RSV, or respiratory syncytial virus, and flu are both viruses that can affect the lungs and airways, particularly at this time of year. RSV is really common in infants and children. Most children will have it by the age of 2. Majority of them will just get a cold-like illness and they will be okay. But it can cause conditions like bronchiolitis as well, which can be a little more serious. Flu affects people of all ages. Many of us have had it and will understand the fever, aches, and tiredness that it causes. But the reason why these are important for little ones is that RSV is much more likely to cause severe breathing difficulties and hospitalization in young babies, and especially those who are born prematurely. And flu can be serious for young children, pregnant women, older adults, and people with long-term health conditions. So it's really important to be aware of that and to protect ourselves as much as possible.
And Caroline, you're seeing the effects this has on families, not just the disease itself, not just the medical problems it causes in the short term, but actually also the long-term effects, and particularly on, say, a child who's born premature, who's probably even more vulnerable.
That's absolutely right. So babies born premature are 3 times more likely to be hospitalised when they get RSV. They're exceptionally vulnerable to it, often because their lungs haven't had the time to develop. So they're really, really those tiny babies who just really need that extra help. And their families, if they've already been in neonatal care, we know they've already gone through the most stressful experience of having your baby born early, unexpectedly likely, and seeing that baby in hospital, surrounded by all the wires and machines. It's terrifying for parents. So when they go home and are just starting on that road to recovery, to see their baby ill again, perhaps struggling to breathe again, and in the worst cases, actually being back in hospital and back on oxygen, for example, is hugely distressing for those parents. And let's not forget, on top of that, huge emotional burden, the health burden on those babies, there's the practical and financial issues of having a baby admitted to hospital, taking time off work, what you do with perhaps older siblings. So as Dr. Ranj said absolutely rightly, what we want to be doing is ensuring that everyone who is eligible, and particularly those little babies, are getting all the immunisations they are eligible for, to protect and prevent as much of this as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Ranj, in the case of RSV, there is a vaccination out there. And how is this working? I mean, how do you become eligible for this, apart from obviously being a child?
So there are lots of vaccines that are designed to prevent these common winter respiratory bugs. Some of them are given during pregnancy, and they have to be given at certain times to make sure that they're maximally effective. And some of them are given to babies after they are born. Important to note that these vaccines that are available on the NHS freely are available because they've been shown to be effective enough and safe enough. And that's why we use them, and that's why we recommend them. So I would encourage all people who are expecting a baby, might be pregnant right now, or anyone who's just had a baby, please speak to a healthcare professional, your doctor, your nurse, or your midwife, and just ask, are there any that I'm eligible for, or my baby, and when should I be getting them? Especially as we come into these winter months when we know that these bugs are circulating more frequently and are more likely to cause issues.
And Caroline, again, this puts pressure on the whole family. And obviously, if a baby becomes ill, parents often blame themselves. But actually, do everything you can. But there's actually only so much you can do. This is unfortunately part of nature, these little things that fly around and make us feel unwell.
That's absolutely right. Parents can do everything they can, but we know, as Dr. Ranj said, almost all babies will get RSV at some point before they're 2. They're very common viruses. The thing that we would always encourage parents to do is firstly to trust your instincts. If you feel like there's something wrong with your baby, there's a cough, they're off their food, they're a bit sleepy, they've got a fever, don't think, oh, I'll wait till tomorrow, I'm sure it's fine. Make sure that you seek that help from a health professional early on, so that where babies are contracting things like flu and RSV and they're vulnerable, that they're seeking that help early. there's also something in, I think, empowering parents, particularly those parents of premature babies that we know are very vulnerable. We know when they take their babies home, everyone in the family and their wider network wants to come round, kisses and cuddles with the baby. And in winter season, actually, we would really say to parents, if you know that Auntie Flo has had a cold recently or is coughing and sneezing and she wants to come round, it's okay to say, do you know what, let's wait a little bit. Let's wait until you're completely better, or, come round, but actually I'd really rather you didn't hold or kiss the baby quite yet. And actually parents should feel perfectly entitled to do what they think is right for their baby.
Dig out that box of masks and stick them in one of them from back during COVID. As much as I say half in jest, actually that wouldn't hurt, which is the reason why we see doctors wearing them when they're working on patients to make sure they don't pass anything on. So good old Auntie Flo needs sorting out and having a word. Ranj, what else can we do? How else should we approach this to make sure we get the best outcomes?
There's lots of things I think that families can do to just make sure that they're best prepared. We've talked about making sure you're up to date with all your vaccinations. So any that you might be eligible for during pregnancy, any that your baby may be eligible for after birth, please make sure you know what they are, when to get them done, and get them booked in. But there's also all of the things that doctors say about keeping our immune system supported at this time of year that are really important. So, for instance, making sure that you're eating the best that you can to give the body what it needs to function at its optimum. Trying to be as physically active as you can, be looking after your sleep and rest. If you're able to breastfeed, that is a really fantastic way to support your baby's immune system as well. And as Caroline pointed out, hygiene, really, really important. We all learned this over the last few years, especially important in the winter months when we're in such close quarters and we're sharing germs that are quite easily passed through close contact and touch and coughing and sneezing. It's, especially important to pay particular attention to hygiene, but also feel confident enough to say, do you know what? Maybe now's not the right time to come and see the baby. Maybe we can wait a little bit if anyone is feeling poorly.
Hand gel is still your friend as well, but obviously don't get it on the baby's skin because it'll sting. So we don't want to do that to them. But obviously lots to think about there. Where can we go for more advice?
Always speak to your healthcare professional. Your doctor, your nurse, your midwife is able to answer any of your questions. But there's lots of great information, as always, on the NHS website. I would encourage everyone to go there and check that out as well.
And Caroline, where can we go for more on the brilliant work that Bliss do?
Well, I would say on the Bliss website, bliss.org.uk, we've got all the information any parent of a baby who's been in neonatal care will need, but very particularly for parents of premature babies, there's lots of information about RSV, about who is eligible for which immunisations, and about recognising those early signs and symptoms and how to seek additional help if they need it.
Oh, thanks to Sanofi for raising awareness alongside the team at Bliss in the shape, in this case, of Caroline Lee Davey, the Chief Executive, and the wonderful Dr. Ranj Singh as well. Thanks both.
Thank you
very much. Cheers.
Now, snoring doesn't just affect sleep, it also affects relationships, productivity, and overall health. With 74% of adults say they or someone in their household snores, that's 41 million of us. And let's face it, the other 26% haven't woken themselves up snoring yet, probably. That's more likely to be the case. To tell us how we can hope to beat some of the snoring problems, I'm joined now by Nigel Clarke from Zeus Sleep. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Jason. Thanks very much for having me.
Well, good to talk to you. Now, snoring comes along at all sorts of different points in people's lives. Sometimes I know I'm currently a little bit heavy, okay, a lot heavier than I should be, and that does affect the likelihood of me snoring. But nearly 2/3 of us reveal that snoring impacts their quality of life. I'm quite lucky. I get away with it. I don't even notice.
Yes, well, it's often the case that it's not the snorer that suffers. So it's the person or the poor person lying next to them at night.
That can be a real problem. And so, I mean, sometimes it can be described as restful. You do know they're still breathing, which is always a good sign. However, it can affect your quality of sleep. It might be you don't get a full deep sleep, which means the next day the person on the receiving end of the snore is feeling rather rough.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's so much science and things going on about tracking sleep these days with all the smart watches and analyzers and apps and things like that. So more and more research is being done, which is fantastic. But those that do suffer from lack of sleep, certainly the next day, the morning, during the day, really, really suffer. And it's a huge problem. The numbers are staggering. So yeah, the more we can do about it, and the more we can raise awareness and try and help both the snorer and the recipient of the
The
snore,
snoree, I think, is the
yeah, the
technical term for that.
snorey,
Yeah.
the snorey, yeah, the better. So, and that's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, there are sometimes ways of helping, and there are often a load of different causes. But keeping the airways open is a surefire way of helping. And with TENS, the thing that we sometimes use on muscular problems, a small electrical current to sort of aid the way in which our bodies work, is something which you're looking at to help here as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We started researching this 15, 20 years ago, and it's become, a lot more well known. TENS has been around since the 70s. Women use it during pregnancy to relieve pain. You know, back when I was slightly younger, you used to get devices to give you a six pack, apparently, and while you were just sitting watching telly. So it's an age-old technology, and we're just using it in a very, very different way by stimulating a couple of nerves called the hypoglossal nerves that run under the chin, and they can activate the tongue muscle and just pull it forward very, very slightly to open up your airways. And as I said, 3 clinical trials later, lots of evaluation studies and things like that, and 15 published articles from our doctors and professors, and we think we've cracked it.
And the good thing here is it's not taking drugs. It's not something necessarily uncomfortable. We've seen all sorts of plastic things stuck to the nose, which are supposed to help, and that doesn't sound great to me. But I mean, this is really just a patch which sort of goes on as part of almost fashionable headwear for night usage.
We've been designing it for and working on the design for a long, long time, and the whole ethos has been, how do we create something that you don't realize you're wearing, so you don't notice you're wearing it. It's not intrusive, it's not a gum shield, it's not stuck up your nose. And so it's a tiny little device, very, very light. I've got one here, and all it does is sit under the chin. So yes, you probably notice it first night, second night, because you've got something stuck under your chin, but third night onwards, it sits there unnoticed. And as you say, although it's giving you some electrical current, it's done at a level that you don't actually wake up and
You don't perceive it, do you? It's there, but it's not a
No.
perception. Whereas those things that used to do your abs, blooming heck, they could hurt. In this
Yeah,
case,
that's right.
you're sticking what looks like a large sycamore seed
Yeah.
to the underside of your chin. And I mean, that in itself, that's not an area that you tend to do much with at night, is it? It's not like you're trying to work out where to leave your left arm without getting pins and needles. This is just something which can happen and you barely notice.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it doesn't come off when you roll on your side and wake up and go for your midnight wee or whatever like that. It just sticks there and sticks there well for a good, well, hopefully 8 hours if you've got an 8 hour sleep. And yes, on the current, we did, we are able to turn it right up to render you unable to talk. But we've dumbed down those settings for the actual finished device. And yeah, you set it to a nice gentle that you don't notice it. Some have described it as actually pleasurable, but yeah. And somebody also described it the other day, like sticking your tongue on a battery. But I haven't done that for probably 40 plus years, so I can't remember what that feels
And
like.
we shouldn't do that because that does kill people. That's different. There's
Absolutely,
nothing
yes,
like
that's
this.
right.
But this
Yeah,
is
that's right.
control. This is a controlled medical device,
Yeah,
which
yes.
so you do have to find the right setting for yourself, I suppose. Is there an app in there for that?
There is an app, but it's actually agnostic, so it doesn't need an app. It's just there. It's got 10 different levels. You find whichever level is suitable for you. I need to get up to level 8 or 9. I'm apparently fairly unsensitive, but my colleagues at work and other people feel it on level 1 or feel the sensation on level 1, and that's fine. So yes, it's very individual on how it treats.
So does this mean you've all been having naps in the office to see when you start snoring?
Of course, yes, that's right. It's
What an amazing place to
research
work.
goes into it. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
Sounds like brilliant fun. Okay, so we've got something which can massively help here. How do people find out more and to see whether this could work for them?
Yeah, in fact, well, we've got a website at the moment. It's in stock. It's zeussleeps.com. Go on there. And hopefully it's got all the information on there, all the clinical trials, all the hospitals and things we've worked with. And hopefully it works for you and helps you improve yours and your partner's sleep.
Absolutely. Nigel Clarke, CEO of Zeus Sleeps, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much indeed, Jason. Cheers.
That's your lot for this week. Thank you so much for joining me. Back with episode 857 next week. I'll see you then. Ta-ra for now.
Goodbye from the milk bar. 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 Yeah. Goodbye from the milk bar. Yeah.